Welcome back and thanks for staying tuned. Of course, it's Friday morning on Rise and Shine. We're beaming live from Uyo, the capital city of Akwa State, Nigeria. There's a lot to be excited about when it's Friday. And usually we bring down that conversation just a little bit, look into lifestyle-related issues. And like I said just before we take the break, Akwa turns 37 on the 23rd of September. There's a lot of things that we're putting in place to prepare our minds, our state, and our consciousness for this celebration. At 37, we're almost 40. We'll be looking into the realities of the state of the state. But this morning, we're going to start from a very relaxed place. So we have Nsikanabasi Udo, who is an event planner, joining us this morning. And we're talking about something cultural. We need to begin to look into the preservation of culture, our cultural identity, our food, our wares, and how it impacts upon us as a people. And so we're talking about something in Ibom that says Usensene. Now, Usensene means the day of wearings. What do we wear? What's our cultural attires? And how does this impact upon the identity of the Akwa Ibom people? Good morning, Nsikanabasi. Thanks for joining us this morning.
Good morning. It's a pleasure.
Yeah, good to have you. So we can already see him dressed in the regal of an Akwa Ibom man. An average Akwa Ibom man dresses this way. I think across almost all our, what do we call it, our communities,
yes,
senatorial districts. Let me use that word.
So it's just the difference of maybe the cap and
okay, and
the type of wrapper.
And the type of wrapper. So this is Ibibio.
Yes, this is.
This is Ibibio. Okay. What is the Anang wrapper?
So I think the Anang people do damask.
Okay.
Do damask, and then their cap. There's this woven cap, the red, black, white design that has a
tail that drops.
Yes.
Okay, that's for the Anang man. And I know the Oro Nation.
The red of that same cap.
Okay. So, we're looking at Akwa Ibom at 33, and the event is already starting, so there are lots of things to look at. Cultural preservation. You're an enthusiast for retaining cultural appearances for this kinds of event, because I know that as the event comes, maybe a lot of us are going to be dressed in just normal native, prints, but not native attires, as it were. So why is Usensene an important matter?
Okay, so Usensene came up as it's like a campaign for the cultural attire of part of the things we want to do. It came up as a concern to us as friends that our culture is gradually dying. You see people wear, I might have to call things by name, wear agbada for traditional marriages in Akwa Ibom. But I think that a traditional marriage is supposed to be like a cultural tourism. But you don't see that. And there was a time in Akwa Ibom State that a sitting state governor wore agbada for a state anniversary celebration, which was worrisome. So Usensene is just us saying that, okay, on the 23rd of September is Akwa Ibom State anniversary. Let's project our cultural attires. Let's wear what speaks of us. Let's wear what represents us. Let's show people that we have these beautiful things. So we have this beautiful thing. So what are some of the ways that you think that we can make this happen? Because you've started a very strong example. Yeah. How do we have the first man of the state on an anniversary celebration putting on a cultural attire of another geopolitical zone in the country? So what are some of the ways that we can push this awareness? Because I think it's basically an awareness thing. A lot of us have become English, or we like so much of whatever else another culture is wearing. All right, so it's simple. That is why we have Usensene. It's one of the intentional ways of saying you can do whatever you want to do on other days, but this particular day, let's wear this. And then we also want to encourage people on, Sundays, some days of events, just intentionally wear your cultural attire. It doesn't have to be like a complete, wrapper thing, because sometimes, people complain about the inconvenience, yes. So you can just do an etibo, a good etibo that has the cuff tail. It's beautiful on trousers. You just wear your etibo with trousers and a fine
etibo is what you're wearing on top?
That's the shirt. Okay. But this is like the modernized version.
Of etibo.
I intentionally wore it because I also wanted to project the fact that it does not have to be the typical big etibo, like our fathers used to wear. There are other ways, just like we have the modifications of other cultural attires. You can have a modified etibo, something like a shirt, that has a tail, or just a fine shirt that looks like dating, but something more easier for you. So yeah.
So how do we get the government to buy in on this? Are they modules where you're already presenting this idea to the state government?
So well, the idea of Osensine came through Musarasian. That's what I did on my birthday. It was a traditional theme birthday, and then one of the conversations we had was how do we project it? And people said, let's go to government, let's talk to government, and we said sometimes you talk to government and it looks like you're pouring salt on, what do they call it? Like it doesn't go anywhere. It doesn't. So what we want to do is do it ourselves first. The government will meet us halfway. Now, if we are able to, for instance, project to Sensine, and then a lot of people come out, people will see, and then they can, so because we used to complain a lot, oh the government. Let's start. If they join, fine. If they don't, but the people are the government. We are the government. So let's not look at a particular set of people that are in office and say it has to be them. But it would be a pleasure if, people in government can do more of this. You look at an executive of the state and you can identify what state they come from. So it's not that when you see them, I mean, everybody has gone Senator and Agbada these days with all the Yoruba elements. Beautiful. It is beautiful. But I feel like those in public offices should be able to project the people they represent. Let's see a government official and know that, this one. There was a time Obon Ota used to go out in the Ibibio cap. So any way you see that cap, you just know that this is Obon Ota. And he's representing the Ibibio people or Akwa Ibom people. So if the government decides to do something about it, probably adopt to Sensine, say, okay, every 23rd of September or even more days, people should wear Akwa Ibom attire. Beautiful. It would be a lovely thing. But while waiting for that to happen, I and my friends have decided to drag and tag a lot of people along. We are going to do this.
Now you're talking about, you've made mention of this, getting people involved and not solely, dependent on the government. Let's look at the youth, because a lot of times the youth are the ones that will want to shy away from this. The younger generations, you are the ones that are gradually losing touch of this culture. You are the ones that are actually losing. Someone like, so you see a young person that is going. You just made mention of someone getting married and is wearing a agbada. It looks like the person has lost touch of the culture of where he's coming from. So how do we, as the young people now, coming from you, how do we preserve and embrace, what conversation can we have that we can need to embrace our culture, even down to speaking our own dialect?
Okay, beautiful. So it goes back to self-appreciation, self-awareness. I feel like that's what is lacking. So you know that we have this set of I wasn't lives here, or I didn't live here. The set of people who feel like until you are coming in from Port Harcourt, you're coming in from Lagos, you're not valid. And they used to be that. But I thank God that of recent, there are a lot of Akwa Ibom people who are really standing up and saying, oh, I'm an Akwa Ibom person. So I feel like the young people should, first of all, acknowledge the fact that where I come from is my identity, is who I am, and you cannot take it away from me. It starts from there. From that point, it's easier for them to identify with what represents them. It's easier for them to say, okay, this is where I come from, and this is what we do where I come from. This is how we do it. So that's the easier way. Let's not just feel like, okay, we can sell our, we need to be like a certain set of people.
Yeah. What kinds of forums do you think we can push this narrative? Because I think looking at the Akwa Ibom State current administration as led by Governor Pastor Moino, some of the things that he's trying to do, even tourism world, is to integrate a lot of youth viable activities.
Yeah.
Just recently, there was the conference of photography that was held in Akwa Ibom, so that looks like a niche. So what platforms are we creating to make sure that we can have more youths being enlightened about culture, about language, about the appearance and all those other things. Even our food. I mean, I think our food also, to a very large extent, maybe becoming extinct amongst the next generation. How many of us are really eating these things?
Even talking about eating,
I can't remember what I was eating recently. I was asking, like, what's this?
How many of us can even prepare it the way that it was being made? My love for ekpang. So if you want to go and eat ekpang, you're like, what kind of Ekpan is
Yeah.
different from the Ekpan I knew.
Right.
back then.
It's
Yeah.
modernized. So, okay, so there's sociocultural platforms that this can be done. I know of, there was a place, there's a team called Bring Back Our Language. Yes, I know they did a lot. I know that Michael Moore did a lot about trying to get people to speak our language, identify with our culture. I think that those kinds of platforms should be supported.
Okay.
And then we can create some more. It doesn't really have to be like like a group like, you know, we like WhatsApp platform, the multimedia. So we can create groups on the
Avenues
internet.
for people to meet.
Yes.
So we can use, I mean, look at sports, for instance. So if there's this thing where we're having hikers become,
Yeah.
you know, a thing. So on those platforms, when we go out to hike, do we have this kinds of conversation that we say, hey, so in having fun through sports, let's also try to use these platforms
Yeah.
and create awareness
Yeah.
where we can, you know, push this kind of
Yeah,
conversation.
I know that there was a platform on Clubhouse. There was a thing called Clubhouse at a time.
Okay.
You know that we used to have the Akwa Cross group where we have people from all over the world that identify with Akwa Ibom and Cross River come in, speak those languages, ask questions. Some people don't even know a thing about their culture. So they come into those groups and they ask questions and they say, oh, please, can you send pictures of, you know, I want to have my traditional marriage in Russia, but I want to do it like an Akwa Ibom thing. Can you send me pictures that I can... But I don't know about, I've not been on that platform in a long while.
So
I don't know how.
sustenance,
So we need to
sustainability
sustain.
is
We need to
another
have
problem.
that and we need to sustain it. Someone needs to, intentionality, someone needs to be intentional and devote time to it.
So how
That's
prepared are
it.
we to devote time to Mfrengen?
I don't know about other people, but I am ready. Like people in my church know that there are some Sundays I wake up and I'm like I'm tying wrapper to church, and it's like you know that there are a few days they say let's have the native attire thing when they have
One
Thanksgiving. It could be
Sunday
like
long,
one.
yeah.
So, but of recent I know that I've done a lot on Sundays mostly. You know, because of the nature of my work, I want to be smart, so I could wear shorts and run around the whole week. But on Sundays, I intentionally tie wrapper to church, and I feel like, okay.
And that's
So
creating a
initially-
consciousness in the mind.
Yes,
People are
so
taking
but
notes.
after a while, people started saying, oh, wow, I like the way you dress. And then when we have traditional services on Sunday, people come to call me, please, I want you to help me tie wrapper. I want you to show me how to do this. You know, and so people always
It's
come
gaining
to
the
me.
necessary
Yes,
traction.
exactly.
Now, there's, you've made mention of intentionality, of which one of the things I remember back then, a friend of mine in Lagos was like, I love the way you guys dress. I love your cultural dress.
Oh yes, I get that a lot.
Exposing.
I
from
love,
strangers.
yes, I
get
love
that
your
a lot.
cultural dress. I want to get, he was like, I want to get the wrapper. I want to
Yeah.
wear it on my wedding day. Now, people outside are appreciating what we are wearing. But we in here, I mean, we from this part of the world, we from Akwa Ibom, are not finding it. We see it's a whole lot of stress.
So this is it.
So how do we, build up that part of us that we get to love and even accept that this is our means of identification?
Okay, so you see that we had a problem of the Okon and Ekaite thing, which affected the whole Akwa Ibom people. When they go outside, they want to hide. They don't want to identify with that. And of recent, those things are falling off. From when we had
Gospel
Gospel
Akwa
Akwa,
Ibom.
you go outside, you go to Lagos and be like, Akwa Ibom, yeah, Akwa Ibom, yeah. And I'm a stylist, and I've seen that more people who want to be styled in Akwa Ibom attire, more like outsiders or some of Akwa Ibom people outside who do not, who don't even know a lot about Akwa Ibom. But the people here seem to have a problem. Now, let's go back to your question.
Yeah. How do we collaborate? How do we build up that intentionality?
By being intentional. I don't know how else to do
Yeah,
it.
like
But you just have to be intentional. You have to say, okay, I'm going to, for my birthday, I'm not going to do, you see people do different things on their birthday, do the
Photo
Edo
shoots.
costume. But then you have beautiful costumes that you could do. You have the Oran attire that is all dramatic.
What's an average woman supposed to look like?
Yeah.
Because, like, if I say now on Thanksgiving Sunday for my church, I want to do the Ibibio attire, for instance. Generally, we just say Ibibio.
Yeah.
So if I want to go to church as an Ibibio woman, what should that
That's
be
the
looking
two-piece wrapper.
2 keys.
like? No riba.
But you know, so some people seem to be like, no, I cannot do that. And
I
usually,
don't even think I have one.
Exactly.
Okay,
and it's as simple as just
but even that,
an Ankara wrapper, just a cheap Ankara.
No, but even with our traditional marriages now, we saw it as a dress, and then we now put one.
So that means we're actually even losing now.
Yes,
exactly.
Yes. I had intended
because it's like that's what every other culture is doing. It's like it's more of an Igbo thing. And then you now see some of the designs they do now with that thing. They now do picking and all of that.
Yeah, they just do put frills on it. I had wanted to do Ndoriba for my traditional marriage. Like, I was so serious about it. But I cannot even remember the number of stylists that dissuaded me.
Yes.
I even wanted to use just common native material.
It sells the current trend of the corset. So designers will always tell you, oh, no, you know, you need to look like this. You need to... I had to put my foot down. Well, of course, my sister is an excited Akwa Ibom girl. So during her traditional marriage, I said we are doing Ndoriba. And that's what we did. And then people were like, you're tying wrapper, you would have done this. And Mr. said, no, but that's not the traditional attire.
Now, that means that bringing it is making me miss my opportunity to have done that.
A lot of people, like fashion designers too, that are from
need to be
incorporated into this too.
So they need to know how to distinguish their emotions of what they want to, because I know that every designer wants to show off what they learned with your outfit. But you can do that with the reception dress. Okay. Allow us have the original. But you see, there was a controversial issue not recently, maybe last year. One lady tied wrapper. She's a loud person on Facebook. She's a known person rather, and then she tied wrapper for her traditional marriage, and people came and say, hey, she does not have money. But you don't even know that sometimes the Ankara wrapper is more expensive than the Hollandis and all of that are more expensive.
I tried to buy for that, and I noticed trying to buy wrappers from the north, especially so they have a very high quality, they were expensive. So we were having issues of trying to get it. By the time I decided on what fabric I wanted to buy, it had sold out in Kano market. Yes. So that was a problem. And then so when we tied in Ndoriba just to get your fabric for the down, we're now at a loss as to how should the top look.
So the top does not have to be all dramatic. You could do just a little, what the women fellowship do, a simple white this thing with a cut here and a puff hand, or however you want to do it. Except it's for like an elaborate event, you can do all the puffs and all the embellishments. Aside that,
what about the head? What goes with
it's just a piece of
the wrapper
that you tie on your head.
Okay. So gele is not even part of.
So it is when you have an event. You can do the big gele, but normally if you want to do just an easy thing, you tie the other one, and you just.
And a lot of people don't even know how to tie the wrapper. And then you cannot walk, and I'll be doing
that is because a lot of people are not doing it. A lot of people are not. So it's lost. It's facing out. We don't know. So you see, people do. I charge to go and tie people wrapper.
Wow.
I've been paid. The highest I've been paid is $200
to tie wrapper.
To tie wrapper. So they just told me that this person is here. They are having an event in the state, and they need someone to. I showed up, and I tied the wrapper, and the man walks in. I'm like, oh wow! There were 4 of them. In my head, I knew how much I wanted to charge, which I thank God I didn't say it. So the man just walks in and says, oh please, I'm sorry, you have to manage this, and that's $200. I'm like, okay, management. In fact, I would have stayed, but I had to leave in case he changes his mind. So because why did he pay that? He appreciates the fact that someone is doing, because he knows he cannot do it. So he feels like it's a very big thing. But to me, it's just one of the things that just do it.
So you're even talking about that in maintaining culture, preserving our attires. We can even literally make a trade out of it. So a brand identity can come out of that. Yes, amazing.
I style
grooms.
I style celebrities. I recently styled Tommy Roland for his birthday shoot. He said he wanted to do an Akwa Ibom. He's an Akwa Ibom person anyways. He's a movie actor. And he said he has always wanted to. This time around, I'm going to do it. I said, okay. I picked up what I wanted to do, sent it to him, sent the mood board to him, and he worked on it. It was a beautiful shoot. And people liked it a lot more than the other shoots that he used to do.
That you always do.
So you can make a trade out of it. You can. I have actually traveled to Abuja to curate a traditional marriage. 2 Akwa Ibom people getting married. They have never been in Akwa Ibom. They have always been abroad, and then they wanted to do a traditional marriage.
And they came back. They did the marriage in Abuja.
Yes, I did.
Land finished in Akwa Ibom. They don't have village.
Don't drag them.
They don't have village.
But I appreciate the fact that they actually wanted the Akwa Ibom flavor. So they wanted someone to come and tell us, how do we do this? What food do we present? How do we wear what? What do we say? We want someone who speaks Ibibio. And that's what happened, and it was beautiful.
Now, I would like you to, probably, outline the wherefore an Akwa Ibom man. What is the top called? Okay. We know that the rapper is rapper, and I know that they call it. I don't know which one is in them here, whether it's the top or. So I would like you to, outline from the head.
Has a lot of names.
Yes,
for a lot of
from
things.
the head to the everything, and just list them out because we are trying to preserve culture. So when next I'm going out to buy and wear, probably I know what to get.
Whatever you're putting on the head is just itam.
Okay.
So, but some people want to say itamu yara, itam to different itam, like the trend that we have on the internet of recent. So, depending on which tribe, they might want to call it anything they want to call it, but it's itam.
So, but if I'm going to the market as a normal person, doesn't it have a different name?
So you tell them, okay, I am itamaron. Oh. So once you say you itamaron, everybody knows that it's the red with the long tail, and they give it to you. Okay. This one I'm wearing, but the Urans and the Efik people call it bidak.
Okay. Bidak.
Yes, bidak. That's what it's called.
So this is what you should be wearing instead of just on the days you want to greet our northern brothers. Hello, Kaduna and Kano. Yeah. This is northern.
This is
not. Try and get one of bidak.
Bidak. Okay, this is bidak. Is this also the video? I thank you for shit. Thank you for the shit.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Is this also for a BB person?
Well, so a BB person can wear this, but this is typically Oran to the riverine areas. Those are associated with the Cross River. Okay.
Okay.
So,
so the Ibibio cap is the other red one that sits and has like edges, like the Ngozi Okonjo-Iweala staff.
Yeah, the other beaded one too works for Ibibio people.
The one that has that looks like a triangle, the shape.
Yes, like a canoe.
Okay.
Yeah, so we literally share a lot around here.
We should have brought all these different caps. We just that next time.
Yeah, we should have.
Yeah.
I do have some around anyways.
Like you have some here in the studio.
Yes.
Okay.
So yeah, then the top is a Fongidem.
Okay.
The top is a Fongidem. The down is a Fongisan. Okay.
But there's a name you called the Aforidem earlier on.
Etibo.
Etibo.
It's not an Akwa Ibom word.
Okay. What word is that?
I don't know where it comes from. It sounds more of worry, like
Etibo.
The Niger Delta kind of thing.
Okay.
But it's Afongidem. Afongidem Ewuden.
Okay.
Chieftaincy. You can call it chieftaincy in English, but Afongidem in Ibibio. And anybody from Akwa Ibom State can, understand that.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then we have
the beads.
Afongison.
Okay.
Then beads. Nkwa.
Okay.
And then so this is not really the Akwa Ibom. So I'm also intentionally trying to say that you don't have to necessarily have the corals and the.
So you can. Okay. Will it be complete? Will the dressing be complete if I wear the Itibo, right?
Tibo. But let's stick with the Floridem in this context.
Yeah, we're confused. What's on Tibo? Try your best and learn your language.
Stop it. Don't do that here. Don't do that here.
You just blend.
Okay. So will it be okay for me to do that without the bead? Do I necessarily need to wear the bead?
So this is the typical Ibibio.
Yes, it speaks like this is Akwa Ibom.
This is Akwa Ibom.
But now this is Uran because it comes with the whole for like an Uran prince, they wear this with the half jacket. There's a half jacket that is beaded too, and comes with a beaded shoe. But those things we don't even wear it for traditional marriages anymore. You don't see the beaded shoe. Once you see the
all of us are now wear half swans, half sandal.
Yeah,
I'm sure if you shoot your leg, that's okay.
So we have this. This is like the Akwa Ibom. Anytime someone sees this, they just know this is Akwa Ibom.
I think it was Senator Bob
Victor Attal.
Yeah, wore this a lot when he was at the National Assembly. Yeah. So this is literally like what it looks like with the beat. So an average Akwa Ibom man, when we are not trying to now go into Oron and wears this. This
is Anang.
Okay.
So, but I decided to customize mine. So this one has my name.
So this is for the Anang.
Okay, the Anang one has a variation of black and white on it.
Yes.
Then the Oron nation is just plain red.
Yes, it's plain red. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, this one is
so it's still the bead. I have several colors.
So this is the coral bead you were talking about to style.
Yeah.
When you want to really make
wear this.
And you can wear this as well.
Okay.
Yeah,
So
because that will now make you look like
the
I
correct,
like that.
the correct Akwa Ibom man that I am.
So this is Anang. Well, before I got married, I was actually Anang. So, but now I am of the Oron nation. So anyhow, this will fit. So just usually they do something.
What way does it go? I mean, what way does it fall?
So there's a lot of, initially there's a lot of, it has to be here. But with, technology has come, and with fashion, some of these things has been demystified. There's a time they said, the Anang person has to tie the wrapper to the left because the knife is in this one. This one has to tie to the right and all of that. But now we are saying tie the wrapper first.
Okay,
We'll figure out the rules.
And because there are also some rules of a prince wears it this way,
Yeah,
a one person
wears it
yeah,
this
because
way.
But then you know that you also don't have those structures anymore. You don't have like the whole
prevalence of traditional.
Yes,
Yeah. Okay.
like it used to be. So we are just saying find the cloth and wear first.
Okay. It's a good thing that we've done this morning. Great conversation, but we need to call it wraps this morning. I'll leave this on the table so that you really see what Akwa Ibom Capital looks like. It's a pretty day. We've been on a really good journey. So we've been talking Akwa Ibom at 33, and we're talking to wear our own attire, get to know, like now our brothers and sisters, up north and other parts of the country now know the etibol, the wrapper, the itam, the hat, as it varies. So it's been a great conversation. Thank you so much, Isika Abbas, for being on the show. And I do hope we are able to push this conversation and see the prevalence of the attire come the anniversary celebration.
Of course. So I'm just saying to everybody, please, on the 23rd of September, come out. Wherever you're going to.
23rd is going to be a Monday for us.
It's going to be a Monday.
Yeah, so, case in point, I'm going to tie Ndoriba and my full gele. Please, Nigeria, get ready for me on Monday, the 23rd of September. I'm going to plan that out.
They're shouting.
If you want to be my sponsor.
They know you shout at me. They know you shout at me.
Good
Stop
day.
shouting.
It's been a great Friday. But from Akwa Ibom this morning, we actually want to say thank you so much for being a part of the conversation. And we are going to be drawing the curtains today. It's been an exciting show. We do hope that you take that excitement into your weekend. My name is Uyai MM. Thank you so much for being a part of Rise and Shine today.
Since we were talking Akwa Ibom, so let's meet again on Monday and do have a beautiful weekend. My name is Ibom.
All right, of course, we say thank you to our guests
Thank you.
also. All right, thank you so much. Bye-bye for now.